Imagine for a moment that you're standing at the edge of a vast, unexplored wilderness. The path ahead is unclear, filled with twists and turns you can't yet see. But in your heart, there's a fire burning, a desire to move forward, to discover what lies beyond. To that fire, that's the spark of change, my friends. And today, we're going to fan that spark into a roaring flame. You see, change isn't just something that happens to us. It's not a force of nature we simply endure. No, change is a power that lives within each and every one of us. It's a choice we make, a path we forge with our own two hands. And here's the beautiful truth I want you to grasp today. You can change everything. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Everything? That's impossible. There's so much in this world that's beyond my control. And you're right, there are forces in this universe larger than any single person. But here's the secret. Changing everything doesn't mean controlling everything. It means changing the one thing you have complete power over yourself. And when you change yourself, you change how you interact with the entire world around you. Think about it. Every major shift in history, every revolution, every breakthrough, they all started with one person who dared to think differently. One person who looked at the world not as it was, but as it. That person could be you. In fact, I believe it is you. But let's get real for a moment. Change isn't easy. If it were, everyone would be living their dream lives, achieving their wildest ambitions. Change takes courage. It takes persistence. Most of all, it takes belief, an unshakable faith in your own potential. I've met countless people who say they want to change, but deep down they don't believe they can. They've been beaten down by life, told they're not good enough, smart enough, or talented enough. They've internalized those lies until they've become a prison of their own making. Well, I'm here to tell you. It's time to break out of that prison. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by your current circumstances. You are a being of infinite potential, capable of growth and transformation beyond your wildest dreams. The person you are today is not the person you have to be tomorrow. You can learn, you can adapt, you can evolve. Now, I'm not saying this journey will be easy. There will be setbacks. There will be moments of doubt. There will be people who try to drag you back down to where you started. But here's the thing about change. It's not a destination. It's a process, a journey. And every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Think about a time in your life when you overcame something you thought was impossible. Maybe it was passing a difficult exam, or standing up to a bully, or surviving a personal loss. In that moment, you proved to yourself that you had the power to change your reality. You just need to tap into that power again. But how do we do that? How do we unleash this potential for change? It starts with a decision. Right here, right now, you need to make a choice. A choice to believe in yourself. A choice to take responsibility for your life. A choice to stop making excuses and start making progress. Once you make that choice, the next step is to set a clear vision for what you want to change. Don't just focus on what you want to get away from. Focus on what you want to move towards. Paint a vivid picture in your mind of the life you want to create. Feel it, taste it. Let it become so real that you can almost reach out and touch it. With that vision in place, it's time to take action. Remember, you don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. You just need to take the first step. Then the next and the next. Each action builds momentum, creates new opportunities, opens new doors. But here's a crucial point. Don't expect perfection. Embrace failure as a teacher, not an enemy. Every misstep is a chance to learn, to adjust your course, to come back stronger. The only true failure is giving up on yourself. As you embark on this journey of change, surround yourself with people who believe in you. Seek out mentors who have walked the path you're on. Build a community of fellow change makers who will lift you up when you stumble and celebrate your victories with you. And speaking of community, remember this. Your journey of personal change has the power to inspire others. As you transform your own life, you become a beacon of hope for those around you. You show them what's possible. You give them permission to dream bigger, to reach higher. Now let's talk about fear. Because if you're thinking about making a big change in your life, I guarantee fear is going to show up. It's going to whisper doubts in your ear. It's going to try to keep you small, keep you safe. But here's the truth about fear. It's often a signpost pointing towards your greatest growth. The things that scare us the most are usually the things we need to do most. So when fear shows up, don't run from it. Face it. Embrace it. Use it as fuel to propel you forward. Because on the other side of fear is where the magic happens. Remember, change isn't just about achieving external goals. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be. It's about peeling away the layers of doubt insecurity, and limitation to reveal your true self. It's about aligning your actions with your values, your passions, your purpose. Speaking of purpose, let's dive into that for a moment. Many people go through life feeling lost, drifting without direction. They change jobs, relationships, locations, always searching for something but never quite finding it. That's because true fulfillment doesn't come from external changes alone. It comes from aligning your life with your deepest sense of purpose. What lights you up? What makes you lose track of time? What problems in the world make your heart ache to solve? In those answers, you'll find clues to your purpose. And when you start aligning your life with that purpose, that's when the real magic of change begins to happen. Now, I want to address something important. Some of you might be thinking, but what about my circumstances? I'm stuck in a job I hate, or a relationship that's draining me, or a financial situation that seems hopeless. I hear you, and I want you to know this. Your circumstances do not define you. They are simply the starting point for your journey of change. No matter where you are right now, you have the power to take one small step towards the life you want. Maybe it's spending 15 minutes a day learning a new skill. Maybe it's having an honest conversation with your partner about your needs. Maybe it's creating a budget to start getting your finances under control. These small steps might not seem like much, but they create ripples that can grow into waves of change. Let's talk about habits for a moment, because if you want to change everything, you need to understand the power of habits. Our lives are essentially the sum of our habits. The small actions we repeat day after day shape our reality more than any single dramatic gesture. So if you want to change your life, start by changing your habits. Identify the habits that are holding you back and replace them with habits that move you forward. It won't be easy at first. You'll face resistance. Your old patterns will try to reassert themselves. But if you persist, if you push through the discomfort, those new habits will become second nature. And before you know it, you'll wake up one day to find your entire life has transformed. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from making big changes. The opinion of others. We live in a world where everyone has an opinion about how you should live your life. Family, friends, society at large. They all have expectations, and going against those expectations can be scary. But here's the truth. You cannot live your life for other people. You cannot shrink yourself to make others comfortable. You cannot deny your dreams to meet someone else's expectations. The people who truly love you will support your growth, even if they don't understand it at first. And those who try to hold you back, well, they're often projecting their own fears and limitations onto you. The only person you need permission from to change your life is yourself, so give yourself that permission. Right now, say it out loud if you need to. I give myself permission to change everything. Let's talk about resilience for a moment. Because the journey of change isn't always smooth. There will be setbacks. There will be moments when you feel like giving up. That's when resilience becomes crucial. Resilience isn't about never falling down. It's about always getting back up. So how do you build resilience? It starts with your mindset. See challenges, opportunities for growth, not as reasons to quit. Cultivate gratitude for what you have, even as you strive for more. Develop a support system of people who believe in you. Take care of your physical and mental health. And most importantly, keep your vision clear. When times get tough, reconnect with why you started this journey in the first place. Now, I want to address something that often comes up when we talk about big changes: timing. Many people say, I'll start when the time is right, when I have more money or more time, or when the kids are older. But here's the hard truth. There is no perfect time. The right time to start is now. You see, waiting for perfect conditions is a form of self-sabotage. It's your fear trying to keep you safe, trying to keep you from taking risks. But growth and safety can't coexist. If you want to change everything, you need to be willing to step out of your comfort zone to start before you feel ready. 5 years from now, you'll wish you had started today, so why not give your future self that gift? Start now, even if it's just with tiny steps. Because those tiny steps, taken consistently, will carry you further than you ever thought possible. Let's talk about the power of your mind for a moment. Your thoughts shape your reality more than you might realize. If you constantly tell yourself, I can't, or it's too hard, or I'm not good enough, you're programming yourself for failure. But if you shift those thoughts, if you start telling yourself, I can figure this out, or I'm growing stronger every day, or I am worthy of success, you begin to rewire your brain for success. This isn't just feel-good talk, it's backed by science. Our brains are incredibly plastic, capable of forming new neural pathways throughout our lives. Every time you choose a positive thought over a negative one, you're literally reshaping your brain. You're creating new pathways that make positivity and resilience your default state. So start paying attention to your inner dialogue, catch those negative thoughts and challenge them, replace them with empowering alternatives. It might feel forced at first, but with practice, it becomes natural. And as your thoughts change, your actions will follow. And as your actions change, your life will transform. Now let's address something that often comes up when we talk about big changes. The fear of success. It might sound strange, but many people subconsciously sabotage their own progress because they're afraid of what success might bring. They worry about the increased responsibility, the potential for criticism or jealousy from others, or the fear that they won't be able to maintain their success. If you recognize this fear in yourself, it's important to face it head on. Realize that success doesn't have to mean more stress or less freedom. You get to define what success looks like for you. And whatever challenges come with success, you'll have grown into a person capable of handling them. Remember, you don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Success is a journey, not a destination. You'll learn and adapt as you go. Trust in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Let's talk about the power of environment for a moment. Your environment, the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the spaces you inhabit, has a profound impact on your ability to change. If you're serious about transforming your life, you need to create an environment that supports your growth. This might mean distancing yourself from negative influences. It might mean seeking out new friendships with people who inspire and challenge you. It might mean redesigning your physical space to promote productivity and positivity. It might mean changing your media diet to feed your mind with empowering information. Creating a supportive environment isn't always easy. It might require some tough decisions. But remember, you're not being selfish. You're creating the conditions you need to become the best version of yourself. And when you become your best self, you're in a much better position to positively impact the lives of others. Now let's address a common misconception about change. Many people think that to make a big change, they need to completely overhaul their life overnight. They think it's all or nothing. But that kind of drastic change is often unsustainable. It's like trying to run a marathon when you've never even jogged around the block. The truth is, lasting change often happens gradually. It's about making small, consistent improvements over time. It's about progress, not perfection, so don't get discouraged if you don't see massive results right away. Every small step forward is a victory. Celebrate those victories. Let them fuel you for the next step. Think of it like compound interest. Those small daily improvements might not seem like much in the moment, but over time, they add up to massive change. One improvement each day leads to you being 37 times better by the end of the year. That's the power of consistent, incremental change. Let's talk about the role of discomfort in change. If you want to change everything, you need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. It happens when you push your boundaries, when you try new things, when you face your fears. So instead of avoiding discomfort, learn to embrace it. See it as a sign that you're growing, that you're pushing yourself to new heights. When you feel that flutter of nervousness in your stomach, that's not a signal to retreat. It's a signal that you're about to do something important, something that will help you grow. Remember, every master was once a disaster. Every expert was once a beginner. The only difference is that they were willing to push through the discomfort of not knowing, of making mistakes, of feeling foolish. They understood that discomfort is the price of growth. Now let's address something that often holds people back from making big changes. The fear of disappointment. Many people avoid setting big goals or making big changes because they're afraid of falling short. They think it's better to not try at all than to try and fail. But here's the truth: disappointment is not the enemy. Regret is. 20 years from now, you won't regret the times you tried and failed. You'll regret the times you didn't try at all. You'll regret the dreams you didn't pursue, the risk you didn't take, the growth you didn't allow yourself to experience. So give yourself permission to fail. Understand that failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of success. Every failure is a lesson, an opportunity to learn and grow. The only true failure is giving up on yourself. Let's talk about the power of accountability. When you're trying to make big changes in your life, it's easy to let yourself off the hook, to make excuses, to postpone. That's where accountability comes in. Having someone or something to hold you accountable can be a game changer. This could be a friend, a mentor, a coach, or even a support group of like-minded individuals. It could be a public commitment you make on social media. It could be a habit tracking app on your phone. The key is to have something external to keep you on track, to push you when your motivation falters. Remember, motivation is fleeting. It comes and goes, but discipline, showing up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it, that's what leads to lasting change. And having accountability structures in place helps you build that discipline. Now let's address something that often comes up when we talk about big changes. The fear of the unknown. When you set out to change everything, you're venturing into uncharted territory. You're leaving behind the familiar, the comfortable for something new and uncertain. And that can be scary. But here's the thing. The unknown is where all the magic happens. It's where growth occurs. It's where you discover strengths you never knew you had. It's where you find opportunities you never imagined possible. So instead of fearing the unknown, learn to embrace it. See it as an adventure, a chance to write a new chapter in your life story. Remember, every great achievement in history was once unknown territory. Every innovation, every breakthrough required someone to step into the unknown. Let's talk about the power of visualization. Your mind is an incredibly powerful tool, and visualization is one way to harness that power for change. When you vividly imagine yourself achieving your goals, you're actually priming your brain for success. You're creating neural pathways that make those achievements feel more possible, more attainable. So take time each day to visualize your success. See yourself overcoming obstacles. Feel the emotions of achieving your goals. Make it as vivid and detailed as possible. This isn't just daydreaming. It's mental rehearsal. It's preparing your mind for the reality you want to create. Now, I want to address something that often holds people back from making big changes. The fear of losing relationships. When you start to change, grow, and pursue your dreams, it can sometimes create tension in your relationships. People who are used to the old, you might resist your changes. They might try to pull you back to who you used to be. This can be painful, especially if it involves close friends or family members. But remember this, true friends, true loved ones will support your growth. They might need time to adjust, but ultimately, they'll cheer you on. And for those who can't accept your growth, well, sometimes outgrowing relationships is part of the journey. It's not about leaving people behind, but about making room for connections that align with who you're becoming. Remember, you're not responsible for managing other people's reactions to your growth. Your responsibility is to yourself, to becoming the best version of you. As you change and evolve, you'll naturally attract people who resonate with the new you. You'll find your tribe, people who inspire you, challenge you, and support your journey. Now let's dive into the power of self-reflection. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in constant doing, constant motion. But real change, deep change, requires periods of stillness. It requires looking inward, examining your thoughts, your beliefs, your patterns. Set aside time regularly for self-reflection. This could be through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting quietly with your thoughts. Ask yourself hard questions. What's working in my life? What patterns keep repeating? What beliefs are holding me back? What do I truly want beyond what others expect of me? This self-reflection isn't always comfortable. You might uncover truths about yourself that are hard to face, but this awareness is crucial for genuine change. You can't change what you don't acknowledge. Let's talk about the importance of celebrating progress. When you're on a journey of big change, it's easy to focus solely on the end goal. But if you're always looking at how far you have yet to go, you can miss how far you've already come. Take time to acknowledge and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Did you take a step outside your comfort zone today? Celebrate that. Did you choose a positive thought over a negative one? That's worth celebrating too. These celebrations aren't just about feeling good. They reinforce your new behaviors and motivate you to keep going. Remember, change is not a linear process. There will be ups and downs, steps forward and steps back. That's normal. That's part of the journey. By celebrating your progress, you build resilience to weather the inevitable setbacks. Now let's address the role of patience in change. In our instant gratification culture, it's easy to get frustrated when we don't see immediate results. But real, lasting change takes time. It takes consistency. It takes patience. And when I think about it like planting a tree, you don't plant the seed one day and expect to see a fully grown tree the next. There's a period where it seems like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are growing, strengthening, preparing to support the tree's growth. Personal change works the same way. Often, the most significant changes are happening beneath the surface, invisible to others and sometimes even to ourselves. Trust the process. Keep doing the work, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Your efforts are accumulating, and one day, often when you least expect it, you'll see the fruits of your labor. Let's talk about the power of your words. The language you use, both in your internal dialogue and in your conversations with others, has a profound impact on your ability to change. Your words shape your reality. They influence your beliefs, your actions, and ultimately, your results. Pay attention to the words you use. Are they empowering or limiting? Do they open up possibilities or shut them down? Instead of saying, I can't, try, how can I? Instead of I have to, try, I get to. These small shifts in language can create big shifts in your mindset and your actions. Also, be mindful of the stories you tell about yourself. We all have narratives we've constructed about who we are, what we're capable of, what our limitations are. But these stories aren't fixed. You have the power to rewrite them. Choose stories that empower you, that align with the person you're becoming, not the person you've been. Now let's dive into the concept of identity shift. Often, when we talk about change, we focus on behaviors. But lasting change goes deeper than that. It involves shifting your very identity, your core beliefs about who you are. Think about it. This one thing to say, I'm trying to quit smoking. It's another to say, I'm not a smoker. The first statement still holds onto the old identity. The second embraces a new one. When you change how you see yourself, your behaviors naturally follow suit. So as you embark on this journey of change, consider, what do you need to become to achieve your goals? What would that person think, feel, and do? Start embodying that identity now. Act as if you're already that person. Over time, it will become your new reality. Let's talk about the power of your environment once again. But this time, let's focus on your digital environment. In our hyper-connected world, the content we consume online has a massive impact on our thoughts, our beliefs, and our actions. Take a hard look at your digital diet. What kind of content are you consuming? Is it uplifting and inspiring, or is it negative and draining? Who are you following on social media? Are they people who motivate you to be your best self, or are they promoting values and lifestyles that don't align with your goals? Don't underestimate the power of your digital environment to shape your mindset and your actions. Curate it intentionally. Unfollow accounts that don't serve you. Seek out content that educates, inspires, and aligns with the person you're becoming. Your mind is precious real estate. Be selective about what you allow to occupy it. Now let's address the importance of self-compassion in the change process. When we set out to make big changes, it's easy to become our own harshest critics. We berate ourselves for slip-ups, for not progressing fast enough, for not being where we think we should be. But here's the truth. Self-criticism doesn't motivate change. If anything, it hinders it. It creates stress and anxiety that can lead to self-sabotaging behaviors. On the other hand, self-compassion, treating yourself with the same kindness you'd offer a good friend, creates a supportive internal environment for change. This doesn't mean letting yourself off the hook or making excuses. It means acknowledging that change is hard, that setbacks are normal, and that you're doing the best you can. It means picking yourself up after a fall with words of encouragement rather than criticism. Remember, you're human. Perfection isn't the goal. Progress is. Let's talk about the power of your physical state. Your mind and body are intimately connected. Your physical state influences your mental state and vice versa. If you want to change everything, don't neglect your physical health. This means paying attention to your diet, getting regular exercise, and ensuring you're getting enough sleep. It means managing your stress levels through practices like meditation or deep breathing. When you take care of your body, you create a solid foundation for mental and emotional change. Remember, energy is the fuel for change. When you're tired, stressed, or unhealthy, change feels impossibly hard. But when you're energized and healthy, you have the resources to tackle challenges and push through obstacles. Now, let's address the role of purpose in change. When the going gets tough, and it will get tough, it's your sense of purpose that will keep you going. Your why needs to be stronger than the discomfort of change. So take some time to connect with your purpose. Why do you want to make these changes? How will they impact your life? How will they allow you to contribute more to the world? The more clearly you can articulate your purpose, the more motivated you'll be to push through challenges. Remember, your purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just needs to be deeply meaningful to you. Maybe you want to be a better role model for your children. Maybe you want to make a difference in your community. Maybe you simply want to live a life that makes you proud. Whatever it is, connect with it regularly. Let it fuel your journey. Let's talk about the power of your questions. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your questions. When faced with challenges or setbacks, many people ask disempowering questions like, why does this always happen to me? Or what's wrong with me? These questions lead to disempowering answers that keep you stuck. Instead, learn to ask empowering questions. When faced with a challenge, ask, what can I learn from this? Or how can I use this to become stronger? When setting goals, ask, what kind of person do I need to become to achieve this? These questions open up new possibilities and perspectives. Remember, your mind is like a search engine. It will find answers to whatever questions you ask it. So make sure you're asking questions that move you forward, not ones that keep you stuck. Now, let's address the importance of flexibility in your change journey. While it's crucial to have clear goals and a strong vision, it's equally important to remain flexible in your approach. The path to change is rarely straight. It's full of twists and turns, unexpected obstacles, and surprising opportunities. Being rigid in your approach can lead to frustration and burnout. Instead, cultivate adaptability. Be willing to adjust your strategies if they're not working. Be open to unexpected paths that might lead you to your goal. Sometimes the universe has plans for you that are even better than what you had in mind. This flexibility extends to your timeline as well. While it's good to have target dates for your goals, don't become so attached to them that you miss the joy of the journey. Remember, it's not about reaching your destination as quickly as possible. It's about who you become along the way. Let's talk about the power of your habits once again. But this time, let's focus on keystone habits. These are habits that, when changed, create a ripple effect, positively impacting other areas of your life. For example, regular exercise might be a keystone habit for you. When you exercise consistently, you might find that you naturally start eating healthier, sleeping better, and feeling more confident. Or maybe journaling is your keystone habit, leading to greater self-awareness, better decision-making, and improved relationships. Identify your potential keystone habits and focus on cultivating them. By changing one significant habit, you can create a domino effect of positive changes in your life. Now let's address the importance of forgiveness in your change journey. This includes forgiving others who may have hurt you or held you back in the past, but more importantly, it means forgiving yourself. Many of us carry around guilt, shame, or regret about past mistakes or missed opportunities. We beat ourselves up for not changing sooner, for not being where we think we should be. But this emotional baggage weighs us down and hinders our progress. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning past actions or forgetting about them. It means releasing their emotional hold on you. It means choosing to focus on the present and the future rather than being trapped by the past. Remember, you did the best you could with the knowledge, resources, and awareness you had at the time. Now that you know better, you can do better. Forgive yourself for your past and use it as a springboard for growth rather than an anchor holding you back. Let's talk about the power of your beliefs. Your beliefs shape your reality more than you might realize. They influence your thoughts, your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your results. Many of our beliefs are unconscious, formed by our past experiences, our upbringing, and our culture. Some of these beliefs serve us well, but others limit us, keeping us stuck in old patterns. Take some time to examine your beliefs, especially about change and about yourself. Do you believe change is hard? Do you believe you're not capable of achieving your dreams? These limiting beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies. The good news is that beliefs can be changed. Challenge your limiting beliefs. Look for evidence that contradicts them. Choose to adopt empowering beliefs that support your growth and change. Remember, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right. So choose beliefs that empower you to become the person you want to be. In conclusion, remember this: you have within you everything you need to change everything. The power is yours. The choice is yours. The journey of change may not be easy, but it is infinitely worth it. Every step you take towards becoming the best version of yourself ripples out into the world, inspiring others and creating positive change far beyond yourself. So take that first step, then the next, and the next. Trust the process. Embrace the journey. Believe in yourself. You can change everything. And when you do, you'll discover that the person you become in the process is the greatest reward of all.